What is up, you guys? Welcome to the Connect 0007 podcast, and I am your host, Thaddeus Sims. And today's podcast is going to be a bit different. You'll see how. First, though, before I forget, the fun fact: somewhere, someone is having the best day of their life. It might be more than just someone. I know a lot of people out there living a best life, but that was a fun fact, guys. Simple. We're keeping it simple today. Though the next fun fact is actually going to make all of y'all question some stuff. Y'all are really going to look up if that was a fun fact or not. But I'm just saying. Anyways, like I said, this episode is going to be a bit different. And the reason why is because my heart and my intuition is like buzzing. And if I could describe a noise that it's making like deep within myself, is just ridiculous. But it is literally like supercharged, and it's like, you need to do an episode on this topic. And I'm just kind of like, really? And it's just like strong, like you need to share. So bear with me, guys. Now, just to kind of get you guys to kind of follow along, I guess, with this is, it's almost like a part two in a way, but not really. More of like a realization. You'll see what I mean. There was the episode that I did in the past. It was the 5th episode, I believe, titled "Everyone is battling something you may not know, or struggling with something you don't know." Either way, my 5th episode. And in the episode, I talk about just, are you winning your battle today? Are you losing your battle? And that was just kind of like a very, I would say, deep topic, because everyone is going through things that you just don't know nothing about. And, most people don't say it. You see people, even people who are super positive, there's still some stuff that they, they're going through, and you don't know nothing. Now, I would say to get the whole of this podcast, like the whole overall point or the impact or whatnot, I highly recommend listen to that episode first. So pause this one, listen to that one, and then come here. So again, I believe that's episode 5. Everyone is battling something you don't know. Now, I also, if you came back to this, if you paused and you came back, I shared in the previous podcast that my battle that I struggled with was just, it was feeling like I was starving. Like I never felt like I was filled up. And so almost like empty in a way. I would do something, but I just didn't get full. I would follow a passion, really wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't really give me what I needed. I could do it, but all of me wasn't in it. And I struggled with that majority of my life. And I believe on that episode, I talked about like, I won that day, but some days that, it was rough as hell. Past tense. Some days it was just super rough, and it was just like, gosh, man, I just feel like, super empty. And like I said, that was my battle. I can go outside of, my home or outside of myself. I can go to work, go to places, meet new people, be excited. And I genuinely was. But, I, over time, is just, yes, this all was more of a distraction in a way to me. This is me describing on the outside, from the inside out. On the inside, it just felt like, okay, this is great. I'm enjoying it. But, I know in the back of my head, this is just like a distraction from that feeling of being empty and not, feeling filled up. And I wanted to share something with you guys. And I think this will help you, mostly because my intuition is still like buzzing like deep inside. So I'm like just going with this. It hit me today. And I went to work, and every time, I have like a 10-minute drive to work. So every time, I turn my music off, if I'm listening to music, or if I'm listening to another podcast, I'll turn the podcast off or whatever. And I take that 10 minutes to really just listen to my source, which, by the way, if you don't know what I mean, The YouTube channel is available, so totally check that out. I talk about what the source is and whatnot. So by all means, hop on that. That's another thing for you to do. But I like to drive, and I like to just sit down and listen to my source and ask questions like, hey, what is it I need to learn today? Or hey, what is it I need to be aware of? Or if I'm having some thoughts or feelings come up, I have that therapy session with my source. And some days it's just a matter of let me just shut the hell up and let me just listen to what comes to mind and what comes to me. And it hit me, guys. It really hit me like late, but I experienced like I was talking to a great friend of mine a few days ago, and I was telling him, I was like, dude, it just hit me that I feel like pretty whole, pretty complete and stuff like that, and I was like, I've been striving for this. And I was just telling him about it, and I was like, it's just different. And I just had to get it off my chest and share that with someone, someone in particular who would understand. And, he helped me out, and he gave, just by us talking and sharing, he helped me out greatly. But though, yes, that was important. I don't know why, days late, I guess I'm a little slow in the head apparently, but I, go to work, and I was just talking to my source, and what it was coming along was just like, okay, hey, like, what do I need to do? Like, I feel like, okay, there's something I need to, like, I need to be doing something. Like, cause I'm like, I feel like everything around me is balanced. Everything is in homeostasis. Everything is good, but I feel like there's something I need to do, cause I don't want to say I was comfortable, because I'm not, but it almost felt like being comfortable. And I was just like, yeah, things are just flowing. You would think like, dude, I would pay to be in that position. Like, you're really questioning that your life is balanced and that everything is good. But if you guys know me really well, I'm always like striving or doing something to like better myself. I'm always thinking of how to improve, how to grow, whatever. And as I was driving, the source was speaking to me. It was just saying, you're so used to always doing that you need to learn to just, you need to actually, no, you're so used to just doing that you need to change up your pattern a bit, because you're so used to doing. That needs to change a bit and just, adjust to being full. And it hit me when I was getting out the car. I was like, wait, oh my gosh, I'm full. What? And I don't know why, guys. It just hit me like, oh my gosh, I'm actually full. Like, I've been struggling with this all of my life, and it just hit me that I overcame it. And I was just like, this has been the struggle of my life. Not other crazy stuff, guys. Like, not other major stuff. Like, I have not been through anything. Well, nothing crazy, but in my opinion, but that was my number one struggle. And it hit me that it was done. It was over with. Now, if you guys really know me, I don't get shocked very easily. But that hit me. Like, when I tell you, it hit me that it hit me so much that I was so shocked. I was like, what, 20 minutes? 20 something odd minutes late to work, because I was just in that much of a shock. Like, oh my gosh, I'm actually full. And now this is the thing now. I want to share this with you too, because I feel like somehow my intuition is going to help me tie all this in together. But I've been striving to be full, that when I'm at it now, I didn't know what to do with it. It was just kind of like, okay, whoa, I've been striving for this all my life, and now I got it. Okay, now what do I do with this? Because I don't know why, and I don't know, maybe you can relate to this, but I figure since I was struggling with this, I figure, okay, this is going to probably be like some lifetime thing. When I get 60 and 70, I'll be able to tell my grandkids or whatever that, hey, when I was a young whippersnapper like you, I struggled with this, and this is what, I learned. But to get this so early was just like, oh, wow, okay, cool. But I don't know if you've probably thought whatever it is that you're struggling with, that you probably maybe have thought like me that you didn't know when it would end. You may not know if it will end. And that's where I was like, okay, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to struggle with this. And I always felt that it would make me better once I learn what it is. But I never in my mind fathom it to be over with. Not saying that I spoke that it will never be over with, but I just never fathom, I'm going to get over this one day. I've never uttered those words. I'm going to beat this. And once I did it, that's what I realized, guys. Like everything around me was just like in balance. Everything was in homeostasis. You would think whatever, I guess you could say everything was flowing. Everything damn near is perfect. And I'm just like, okay, then what do I do with this? Like, some of you guys are probably like, this guy's an idiot. But you got to understand, I've been struggling with this. And when I have it, I'm just like, oh, wow. So, okay, fast forwarding, what happened? What led me to beating the battle or overcoming my battle or whatnot? And looking back on it, I don't think, or I believe I did talk about the podcast, how the podcast was born, really. Just to give you guys a bit of history with the podcast, I want to say sometime last year, towards maybe the middle of the year, going towards the end, I was in a place where it felt like all of the doors around me were closed, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I was talking, like I said, I followed my passions, and my passions didn't lead me to anywhere. Though I gained things from them, they didn't really lead me to where I thought I would be. And so it just felt like everything around me just, was closed off. And I wouldn't say I was in a dark space, but I was just in a space where it was just like, I don't know what I need. I don't know what to do. Like, what am I doing? I don't feel like I feel like I should be doing something, but everything is just telling me, you need to sit down. And so once I got the message, let me actually listen and sit down, I got, I found this video, or it found me. It was on Instagram. Steve Harvey was talking about the gift, and that inspired another podcast episode. And I told you in that episode, check out Steve Harvey on YouTube. Follow your gift, or Your Gift by Steve Harvey, and he talks about how your gift will make a way for you. And went through the whole process of like, okay, what is my gift? And discovered what it was. I went through with some friends, asked them the same questions, and they all said the same thing pretty much. And I was like, okay. And Steve Harvey said, if you follow your gift, it will make room for you. So I felt like, okay, this is what I needed to hear. Follow my gift. And I went to this beach or whatever, meditated. And I was like, okay, so I know my gift is connecting with people, but how do I do this? How do I follow this or whatever? And he just came to me, do a podcast, because I did one in the past. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do a podcast. And voila, Connect 007 was born, right? Now, I had to tell you that to tell you this is I have been making episodes consistently since, and it's not a long time, guys. This isn't like years, but I've been making episodes consistently since, I believe, November. I don't know the exact day, but when you look at the first podcast, you'll see the day it was released. But since November of last year. And doing this has led to connections, has led to meeting new people, has led to me being able to talk with you all who listen on a weekly basis. And I thank you. It's also led to just new opportunities, new mindsets. It also called for new parts of myself to be developed. I went to I think I told you guys I went to a pod fest. It was a conference for podcasters, life-changing. I met amazing people there. And since then, things have been skyrocketing. And again, just the connections that I've made there on social media and those around me, it was just awesome. And what I discovered, that following those passions and everything else that led to my life up until this point all prepared me for this. And I found, and I enjoy doing the podcast. I love the podcast. It is amazing. Like, I look forward to the days that I can release episodes. To be honest with some of you guys, I be having ideas and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to record this. I'm going to record this because I'm feeling it right now. And then I'm going to release it. And sometimes I'm just like, you know what? I want to release this now, but it's like, no, let me stay to the schedule. Let me be patient, because I don't want you guys to be like, okay, we don't know when this guy's going to release episodes. He may or may not, but keeping it consistent, Tuesday and Friday. But it makes me super happy. And also hearing the feedback from you guys, how you love the podcast, things that you have been applying. Someone just literally told me how it was inspirational, and just all these cool things were just so amazing. And like I said, I've been doing different things for it, and that it's been exciting. And I've been busy with I just cussed there. I've been productive with the podcast, and it has been like an amazing journey. But in doing this, I literally I guess I got filled up from it. Still getting filled up, or this is my source of food or whatever. Now, I will share this with you guys, since we're, I always say I don't expose other people. I only expose myself. But in that time of listening to my source said, if I just listen, I will get everything that I need. And I was just like, okay, I'll just listen. At the time, that was hard. But, now I submitted and listened to, the advice and stuff. And doing that, I guess this was one of the things you would have thought, oh, you probably need to get full. You would have thought, hey, you might need that. But I didn't. I just listened, and this is what happened. And I just decided to do that. Now, the point of me sharing all of this with you guys is it goes back to following your gift, or whatever it is I'm going to keep it at gift. I can't say whatever it is, because I can't tell you whatever other stuff is, because I haven't done that. And I did an episode, I think maybe a few episodes on this, following your gift. And I don't want to just keep, beating a horse, but I just had to share that, because in so doing, following the gift, lots of things that I didn't know I needed, I've received them. Crazy opportunities have definitely popped up. God dang it, more resources that I have than I thought, I needed or whatever. Like I said, different people and whatnot has happened. And what I'm saying is the clue to beating your battle once and for all is, maybe for you, it is following your gift. And I'm going to say maybe, because this is I feel like this is new to me. I'm going to say it's kind of new to me as far as beating it. And it just feels good knowing that I beat it. But usually I kind of like to share, okay, after some time, I would say, okay, for sure, this is it. But also I'm keeping in the factor that everyone is different. But a clue, that's why I named this podcast, with the clue. So the clue for whatever it is that you are currently battling, I don't know what it is. Maybe whatever your gift is, I will say, if you are denying it, or you're not following it, or you're listening to someone else, and if you are not liking the way things are going right now in life, you may want to get back to square one and discover what your gift is. And you would think this is simple. Do what you're supposed to do. Things just work out. That's easier said than done. Sometimes it's hard to do. We have habits. We have patterns that we, are used to. So when you get, hey, follow your gift, and it tells you to do something completely different, there's some resistance there. I will tell you, I went through all of it. Now, again, I believe my intuition wanted me to share this with you guys, because maybe there is something by me sharing this that may trigger something within you, maybe confirm something within you. I'm not sure. I'm sure some of you will tell me later on down the line, but I will definitely say, have that sit down with yourself alone and really figure out what your gift is. And you may be surprised that whatever it is you're struggling with that no one knows about, that may literally be you may beat that. And here's the thing. Maybe you will, and maybe you won't. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm not sure. Again, this is new to me. But what do you have to lose? And let's just say if it doesn't, which I'm pretty sure it does, but this is just me. Let's just say if it doesn't, right? Let's just go there. If it doesn't, look at what happened though. You are following your gift, and I'm pretty sure your life, when you're in like harmony with your gift, will change dramatically. And I will say that I know that's 100% like true, because just to kind of give you guys like some real, let me be real with y'all. I gotta cuss, guys, because I'm gonna stop saying cuss. Honestly, I feel like cuss words are sentence enhancements. That's what I say. That's honestly what I say. That's the real me. Cuss words are sentence enhancements. I enhance those sentences with different people, but hey, we're all grown here. I'm gonna give y'all some real shit here. Like before the podcast, I don't know if y'all relate to me, but I would work. I had things that I wanted to accomplish. I still do. Things you want to do, like you see yourself, you see life better and whatnot. And there's things you want to do, things you're chasing after, you trying to improve on, you trying to be a better you and whatnot. And, I don't know if y'all went through this, but it was like, yeah, I would do this, I'm positive, and things would be good, but they weren't great. God damn it. They weren't like, and you go to work or whatever it is that you do it, but it was just still like, it could be better. And I don't know if y'all relate to that, but that was me. I would go positive and whatnot, do whatever I had to do. But it was kind of like, yeah, I was doing it. I didn't feel trapped, but it was just like, this isn't giving me the life that, I could have. And I don't know about you guys, but I always thought, it'll come later in the future. Someday or something will happen and things will change. And I went along with that hope. And that's where I was at. But before, now following the gift, it feels as though everything around me is like not electrified, but everything around me is like charged up. Everything is just like, it feels as though the universe is like, hey, you want this? Okay, let's do this. Or, hey, you may have not known that you need this, but you may want to go left over here. Okay, I go left. Oh my gosh, I did need this. I didn't even know. I'm just saying, do it and you'll be surprised like what will happen with your life. And all I'm saying is, guys, all of you are the masters of your life. You don't have to take my advice. But if it sounds like it's something worth a try and it's something different than you have been doing, I would really, again, go for it. I don't like the word try, but I'm just saying it for you guys to understand it. But go for it. Sit that ass down and ask yourself, what is your gift? Not what your mama told you, not what your sister told you, not what Claritha told you down the street at the grocery store when she seen you again after, 3+ years when y'all was staying at the one place and you done changed and grown up. Not what she said. What does you and your source say? That's where you get that reference from, and do that. And once you feel like you got it, ask those who are very close to you, 1, and 2, ain't gonna lie to you. That's a very important factor, because some people might be like, oh, well, yeah, go for it. And it may not be, they just saying it to be nice because they supporting you. But, you need some friends who are going to tell you straight up. Fortunately, I have those friends, sometimes I wish they would lie to me, but apparently they don't believe in that. But anyways, yes. So sit that ass down, figure it out, and go for it, guys. You never know how you can change your life. And I'm a firm believer in that you're the one to change your life. And if there is, a source you believe in, then it's probably waiting on you, for you to make those changes. And if you don't, that's fine too. Still, the power is in your hand. You can do whatever you need to do and make it work for yourself, and see what happens when you change your life just by following your gift. And I'm telling you, when that, I guess I could say this too. Whenever you overcome your battle, I will tell you this. This was the first thing that I did. Once you overcome it, take that moment to be grateful. Take that moment to go immediately to your source and ask yourself, okay, what do I do now? Because I guarantee you, you may have not thought that you may beat it. And if you do, still go back, because, you don't want to get excited and you're just like, okay, I done overcame that, and get yourself in another pattern, I'll say, because like that was deep and you went through it, but you don't want to get yourself in another possible like battle. So have that talk, get centered, and basically it's kind of like, now that you're right, get that instruction that you need for that. Like, so for me, I had to overcome like that. And once I did, what I was like, okay, now that I'm full, what do I do with this? And immediately my source was like, keep it moving. Listen to your heart. Don't forget the stuff you were taught. Listen and keep it moving. Keep going. And I will tell you, from the other side of beating it, it feels pretty goddamn good. But I would definitely tell you at the same time, a part of me is just like, I do not want to fuck this up. So, I'm kind of like, not walking on eggshells here, but it's kind of like, okay, you walk into a new territory and you're like, I don't know. I'm used to the green over here. I'm used to water. I'm used to some trees over here. I see something different. God damn it. The trees, they bend a little differently. The leaves, they looking a little white. I don't know what that means, but god dang it smells good at the same time. You know what I mean? I swear to you guys, I'm not smoking, but I just thought, visual purposes that would help you guys. But yeah, guys. So, the feeling in my chest definitely went down. So I guess that was the message that I had to share with you all. And I'm genuinely excited for all of you. If you decide to do it, please let me know, because I genuinely would like to know, if you overcame your battle, because I feel like, it's not something now that's meant to just keep us down. We're meant to overcome it now that I'm on the other side. And lastly, guys, you just be I guess prepared. I'm going to start having some guest speakers that will be coming on the podcast. So you'll be hearing some different voices, a little different stuff. And I will definitely give you a idea of who the person. I'll give you some information before they talk or before they come on, because I definitely would like the right people to speak on the podcast to you all. Like I said, I believe I said it earlier, but you guys are awesome, and I don't want just anybody to just be on the podcast. I want it to be something that you could learn and benefit from, and someone who will add value to your life as well. Because I just don't want to if y'all don't know by now, I do not associate with just any old body. There's some things you got to go through, and if I'm doing a podcast that I love and there's people that I love like you guys, I can't just have not anybody on here, because I'm gonna feel some type of way, and y'all probably won't even know that they was a guest speaker and they didn't get on here. Just keeping it real. But that being said, guys, you all have a fantastic Tuesday and enjoy the rest of your week. There will be a podcast up Friday, a new episode. And also, again, there was a YouTube episode that was released Monday. So go check that one out. I think you'll like that one. That one is focused on self-love. And if you don't love yourself, then that would be the perfect episode for you to watch. It's like being in school all over again. You learn something, boom. And this time you get to choose to, stop, go to sleep, whatnot. Power's in your hand. So that being said, I will, my intuition's telling me, guys, the YouTube channel is, you can type in Connect 0007 on YouTube, and you can subscribe to the page if you want, or if you can't find it, just go on the website, connect777.com, and you'll see the tab. YouTube channel should take you right to like all the episodes. Okay, my intuition went blank. All right, so that being said, I will talk to you all soon. You have a fantastic evening. You're amazing. Later.